Alright, hello everyone and welcome to the video. I'm Trajedy Reigns and today you join me once again for a Daes Dangerous Domain 2 installation video. So as you can see there is an update. I have revision 83, it's gone up to revision 84 at this point. It is a rather major update, but I'm going to go over the update procedure for anyone who wants to try just doing an update. So the first thing you want to do is go to the collection page, go to the mods page, scroll to the bottom, and find the offsite mods. The Devilish Day Compendium, this last one is the one that gets updated with the collection. So you always have to download a new one. So you'll want to download that and then go over to your downloads and click and drag the file over here once it's done. And that will upload the new compendium to Vortex. Then you are able to simply go in here and click update. As I said, this is a fairly major update actually to 84. So I'm going to be doing a full reinstall. So the next thing I'm going to be demonstrating is the proper nuke procedure to get rid of an existing copy of Skyrim and Vortex to start fresh. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the add remove programs and we're going to run the uninstall process for Vortex, which is here. Yep, uninstall, that's fine. Yes. Yes, uninstall. It shouldn't take long. Oh, it's running. That could be a problem. Okay, let's close that. Okay, so let's close it and try again. There we go. Would you like to improve Vortex by giving us feedback? No, not at this time. All right, so we can finish that. We can close this out. Then we can go over here to our Steam directory, or our Steam library, I should say. And we need to find Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. And we need to manage uninstall this. Okay, so there we go. That's uninstalled. So we can minimize that. Now what I've done here is I've pulled open the My Games, the App Data Roaming, and App Data Local folders. This is where Skyrim stores a lot of files that have to be on the C drive. So what I'm going to do, rather than delete this, because I want to keep my save file, because this is where your save file is contained in the My Games folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch in DDD2BKP. There we go. So that's my save backup for Daes Dangerous Domain 2. And I can get rid of the old backup save because I no longer need that one. There we go. And so we now have that's been disconnected because I've added this bit at the beginning of the name. So that's good to go. So we can minimize that or close it. Then in the app data roaming directory, we need to go down here to Vortex and we'll want to delete this. So we'll go in there, we'll delete Vortex. And as you can see, I have copies for the other collections, like there's Immersive and Pure, and then up here we've got Immersive and Adult, Immersive and Epic. That's how I keep them separated on the C drive, is I add the tags at the beginning to break the file connections. So once we've deleted Vortex, which we have, okay, we can minimize that one. Then in local, there's actually two folders you need to worry about. So we've got the Vortex Updater folder and the Skyrim Special Edition folder. You'll want to get rid of those, so delete those. Okay, so that's the C drive files taken care of. So the next thing we need to do is actually open a file explorer, go to the location where Skyrim is installed. In my case, it's D, Steam Library, Steam Apps Common. And then we've got Skyrim Special Edition here. We want to just delete that. That will get rid of all of the files left behind that the uninstaller doesn't know what to do with. Then we can go all the way back to the root directory here on D, because that's where I have everything stored. And as you can tell, that's the only thing on this drive is Vortex, the mods, and Skyrim. That's because I run multiple all-in-one collections. You cannot have multiple all-in-one collections installed at the same time. What I'm doing is highly unconventional and not recommended. The next thing you want to do to continue the nuking process is delete all 3 of these Vortex folders. You want to get rid of your downloads, mods, and the Vortex install directory. And now I will cut the video here, and when the deleting is all done, we'll move on to the next process. So I'll see you then. Alright everybody, we're back. So as you can see, everything's been deleted out there. So we are ready to start the reinstall process. This involves quite simply reinstalling Skyrim to start. So we're going to click install. We're going to install it on the Skyrim drive. Yeah, that looks about right. Create shortcut. Yeah, okay. We'll click install. And we'll be back once that's done. Alright everyone, we're back again. So Skyrim has fully installed. So we can now fire up Skyrim. This is the only time you should use that shortcut. You basically never want to see this launcher. So I'm just going to go into the options and quickly set it to 4K. Everything else defaults to Ultra. So we'll click play. Of course it opens behind everything, which is just a weird thing that sometimes happens. And here we go. So the next thing you need to do is make sure you install the Anniversary Edition content. Not just the free stuff that came out for the 10th Anniversary Edition, the full Anniversary Edition DLC containing all of the Creation Club content. Even if you've individually purchased the Creation Club content, it's not the same. When you buy the Anniversary Edition, a lot of numbers are recoded to make them work better with the actual game, which also affects how mods have to be made. So a lot of mods are made specifically for the Anniversary Edition. So make sure you actually have that and get that installed. And when that's done, I'll be back once again. Alright everyone, welcome back. So it looks like everything's finished installing now. So we can actually just quit right out of Skyrim there. And so now we can actually get on with reinstalling Vortex. So I should have a copy in here. Although maybe it's worth downloading a new one actually. Alright, so what we're going to do is... Why is this? Oh, that's the video player, not my actual web page. Ha 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 ha. Alright. So here we go. Back here at Nexus, I'm going to duplicate the tab. We'll go back to Nexus mods. I'm going to search for Vortex. Okay, that didn't work. So what I'm going to do is search for Vortex Nexus mods. There we go. I can never find it when I look for it on actual Nexus mods. Alright, so download the latest version. And we usually go with the custom install location, but it looks as though it's just got the one. So you will need these if you don't already have them. We didn't remove them, so we still have them. So we're going to download that. We're going to run that. Yep. Click close on that to get it out of the way. It asks us where to install anyway, which is great. So let's go here. Let's install it to Skyrim. And we're going to put it in Skyrim Vortex. Okay, so that's where we're going to install it. And this should only take a few seconds. There we go. And since Skyrim's already installed, we can just let it run Vortex. Now, Vortex may have a few things it wants to get out of the way before we do any real modding, so we'll find out. So let's just wait for it to finish doing its thing. It wants us to restart for extension updates, so let's do that. Okay. The next thing we want to do is log in. It'll take us to the website. I'm already logged in, so we can authorize. It should go through automatically. Oh, there we go. I guess we have that extra step now. Okay, so we are logged in. Diagnostic and usage data we're going to allow. That has popped up twice, so we don't need it. Now I'm going to actually, now that I'm logged in, I'm going to close Vortex and relaunch it just so that it refreshes with me actually logged in. Sometimes Vortex will then decide it's got something else it needs to update. But so far it looks good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to games. We're going to find Skyrim Special Edition. There we are. We're going to click Manage. And then we need to go to Settings. We need to enable profile management. And then this is also critical. So like all of this is critical. Enable profile management. Turn off deploy mods when enabled. Turn off install mods when downloaded. Okay. Then we go to mods. It needs to get a directory because of where it's installed. You can just click suggest and it will give you a good one. There we go. Hard link deployment, yes. And then for downloads, just for simplicity's sake, we're going to actually create a folder on the Skyrim drive, just like the one you saw me delete earlier. We're going to call this Vortex Downloads. Okay, so there we go there. We can select that folder. We can click apply, so that's taken care of. Then this is more a quality of life thing. Turn download threads all the way up. That will speed up the download and install processes. Okay, so then the next thing you want to do before you go any further, oh, actually, I almost forgot something. In here, disable auto sort. For your plugins, you need auto sort disabled. You do not want it enabled for this collection. Then go to profiles. You need to make a new profile. Never mod the default profile. I don't care what you're playing, what you're modding. Do not ever mod the default profile. For whatever reason, it has problems. Anyway, DDD2, there we go. These two are not technically required, but I like to do them because I use multiple collections. So there we go. We can click save and we need to enable. Make sure you enable it to switch to that profile. All right, so now we have this. We can now go to downloads and we need to install our new files. So I'm going to go to my transfers directory and I'm going to copy over the compendium file that I downloaded earlier. It's importing now. That's good. Okay, so that has started. And then I believe I have a folder that contains the other 3 offsite mods. I've done a lot of downloading lately. There we go, DDD2 offsite mods. So we are going to install High Poly Head, Tawoba Remastered, and Sunjeong Ninarim Collection 6.0. So we're going to copy those over as well. You can install the ENB presets now, but it's recommended that you do it after the collection install. But before you actually install the collection, since none of these are actually installing yet, the instructions will come when you install the collection. So the next thing we're actually going to do is I'm going to download the most recent ENB. So we'll go over how to do that again. So it's enbdev.com. And then this is the bizarre trick that throws everybody off. You have to click on News, and then this side panel comes up. You can click Download, you can scroll down, you can find TES Skyrim SE. And then over here, look, the newest version is 4.9.4. Let's download the newest version. Okay, so we scroll all the way to the bottom. You can't actually click where it says download. You have to click the actual icon. So click that. It downloads. Excellent. Open file location. Actually, I don't want to copy it that way. I want to click and drag it. Oh, no, wait. No, with ENB, you don't want to click and drag it. That's right. Sorry, I just about made a mistake there. That would have really made things complicated. So open that, open the wrapper series, and then you want to copy this file and this file. That's d3d11.dll and d3dcompiler_46e.dll. You need to have these. And you will want to copy those directly to your Skyrim install directory, not the data directory, just the base install directory. So copy those two files into there. ENB is installed. Congratulations. All right, so that's out of the way. All right, and we've already prepped the offsite mods. That's good. So the next thing you want to do, just to play it safe, is to double check with the collection page, because quite often there are new instructions. I myself have been thrown off multiple times and just kind of skimmed the collection page and missed instructions that were rather important. So let's go through here. Everything else should be good. Install. Okay, we've gone through that. Requirements, we've done that. Pre-install ENB series, we've done that. The offsite mods, we've done that. We've set up the plugins. I believe, yep, that looks like we've done everything. So I believe we can now click on install collection. And then we just have to finalize things. All right. So I'm going to scroll this back up to the top so I can click add to Vortex. There we go. And this will start the installation and download process. I do apologize if this video is taking a bit longer than the previous video. I'm a little bit off lately. Not thinking the clearest. All right, so we're just going to let that sort of start up. And then it is critical that you do nothing in Vortex while it's installing. So here we go. This is popped up. Yep, install now. It's going to take it a second because it's such a big collection. There we go. All right, so don't switch through menus. Don't change settings. Don't try to fix anything. And ignore every single message that pops up here. And just wait for the collection to finish. Unless something specifically pops up as a window here that pauses something because it needs you to click OK. Usually it's showing you instructions of some kind. Other than that, don't do anything in Vortex while it's downloading and installing. You will either slow it down or completely botch the entire process and have to start over. So just do yourself a favor and don't mess around with it. So I'm going to cut the video here, and I will see you when this is installed. Alright, so the collection's all installed here. Now, you may notice sometimes it'll stop at 99%. Just click the play button in the bottom right, and it should resume and finish itself off. Once it's done, you'll probably have 8 or so notifications up here. Simply close Vortex and reopen Vortex. That will clear up any false flag notifications that were generated during the install. Now I do still have a couple of notifications that are popping up, so I'll go through those. Just gotta let this load. There we go. Alright. So here we are. We are now at the post installation. So we're going to go through all of this here. It looks fine. The plugin section is where we need to pay the most attention, I believe. Oh no, wait a minute. This is the bit about conflicts. Okay, so we'll resolve the conflict now. Okay, so we've exceeded the maximum plugin limit. You know what? No, we'll deal with that first. So we'll go plugins. Wait for this to load. Click Control A to select all. Mark as light. This is critical, so Vortex knows which mods are lightweight and can actually load all of them. Still says I'm exceeding the limit. What is the plugin count? Usually says that somewhere. 253 and 2036. 253 and 2035. Interesting. I'm one off. Alright, let's move on to unresolved conflicts. Okay, so here we are. The Devilish Day Compendium, as soon as you see that, that one loads after everything. It even says it right there in the name of the file. So that we know how to resolve. Now, this one is Bitfrost Armor, optimized and upscaled textures, Bitfrost textures, 4K, 2K, and it's conflicting with Bitfrost. It doesn't know when to load versus Bitfrost. Well, considering it's modifying Bitfrost, it should load after Bitfrost. If I'm wrong, Daedall, please let me know. So we're going to click Show. We're going to click Hide Resolved so we don't accidentally set something we don't want to. Okay, so here we go. We have the Devilish Day Compendium. We want it to load after Bitfrost. And then we have Armor Optimized and Upscaled Textures. We want that to load after Bitfrost. And then we can click Save, and that should resolve the conflicts. May take it a second here. Okay. So it still says we've exceeded the plugin limit, even though we're very close to Daedall's numbers. So let's check. We'll go to the disabled filter now, and we'll check versus this list. These plugins need to be disabled. They should already be disabled from the install, but we are going to double check just in case. So Baijin NPCs, Baijin War Maidens, Baijin Wives, Black Thief, Dark Dreams. Finding Dirkethis. I don't see that listed. Maybe that's supposed to be enabled. Okay. Well, we'll just pass over it for now, but we'll keep that in mind. NWS Freya Vanilla. I think I've seen that one. Yep, Freya Vanilla. Then Relina, Devoted Dames, Lethal Ladies, NPCs DG, yep, Marvelous Miners, yep, Males 2, Males 1, Sovngarde, yep, Pan NPCs, yep, Pansarana, yep, Valerica, yep, Warrior Women, yep, Shield Sisters, yep, Wicked Witches, yep, Pan Freya, yeah, that's in there. Pan Blackbriar, yep. Pan NPCs DB, yep, that's there. RDO USSEP patch, yep. Okay, so the oddity here would seem to be finding Dirkethis. I'm hesitant to enable it, but these are accurate instructions for 84, so I'm told. So we're going to enable it because, according to this, it shouldn't be disabled. And 99.9% of the time, if something has gone wrong, the answer is on the collection page. Okay, so we are going to clear the filter. And we are going to try to mark as light again, just in case. Okay, it still has them all technically marked as light. Good. Oh, by enabling that, we have somehow gotten rid of the warning about being over the limit. So for whatever reason, enabling that was required in order to clear that. All right, excellent. So now we can move on to the next section. Then click Sort Plugins. Okay, now this can take a little bit of time. So I'm going to click Sort, and I will cut the video here and be back in a little while. So I'll see you then. All right, so that's all sorted now. We can move on to the next step. So we're down here. We're now moving on to Nemesis and animations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize Vortex for the moment. I'm going to pull up here. We're going to go to my Skyrim drive, Steam Library, Steam Apps Common, Skyrim Special Edition. This time we are going into the data folder, and we are going to look for Nemesis Engine, and we are going to run Nemesis Unlimited Behavior Engine. That's fine. Okay. So now we go in here, and here's the list of things we need to check off. So we need Mage Lock, we need Book of Shadows, we need both Precision, we need Extra Drawing Animations, Combat Gameplay Overhaul, Payload, Ice Skating Fixed for Real, Skyrim's Paraglider, all 3 True Directional Movement, Animation Teleport Bug Fix and Vitrium. Animation Teleport Bug Fix and Vitrium. Then we click Update Engine. This part of the process almost always works. If for whatever reason Nemesis just suddenly closes out of nowhere, the temp behaviors folder, just delete everything in it and then rerun the engine and update. It should work fine. There's another error that is very common that I will explain if it doesn't happen, but it probably will happen because it happens most of the time when I use Nemesis. But it's an expected error when it does happen, so it's nothing to worry about. Okay, so now that that's update complete, we will launch Nemesis Behavior Engine. Now this process quite often looks like it's finishing and then will give you the message that it failed. You can simply close Nemesis, relaunch Nemesis, and try again, and it will usually work. If that doesn't work, there is another trick that is totally not recommended, but it has worked for me in the past, which is to check character behaviors enhanced, update the engine, launch the engine, it'll fail, uncheck character behaviors advanced, update the engine, launch the engine, and for whatever reason it seems to work. No idea why that works. It's never been recommended to me. It was just me messing around one day and it seemed to work. So here we go, failed to generate behavior. So we're going to actually just try closing Nemesis. Then we're going to reopen Nemesis. And we're going to, actually we can just launch the Nemesis behavior engine because the update already went through theoretically. So if it fails this time, I will try that trick I was mentioning. Failed to generate behaviors. Okay. So now I'm going to try this trick. Again, this has never been recommended to me by anyone, and I have no idea why it seems to work. And then we are actually expecting it to fail this time. If it doesn't, that's odd, but whatever. Still continue the process and uncheck it and try to update and launch again. Alright, so that failed, which was, like I said, to be expected. Now we will re-update with that unchecked. If this also fails, just keep closing it and relaunching it. That's about the best advice I can offer. Beyond that, I'm really not sure. So fingers crossed, hopefully it works this time. There we go, behavior generation complete. We succeeded. Like I said, no idea why that trick works. It just seems to work. Then you can close Nemesis. We can minimize that window or close it. Move on to the next steps. Okay. There's just more information about if you run into issues while running Nemesis. Installing an ENB preset. Okay. So here we go. We need to go to, we'll use this window. And we'll go to my production drive and my transfers folder. Okay, and then DDD2 offsite files. I think that the ENB should be in here. This is Patrician. Oh, maybe it's not in there yet. It's possible that the ENB I want to use, I neglected to move into that folder. Let's see here. Where is it? I've recently downloaded an awful lot of stuff for other projects that I'm working on. I'm really not sure where in here it would be located. Dang it. Where is it? Okay, you know what? Let's just see if I can search for ENB. Here we go. This is the one I'm looking for. Okay. I'm not sure what the add-ons are. Okay. So Skyrim SE folder. So all of this gets copied into the Skyrim install directory. So we'll actually go back to here. No, we'll need to open a new window so that I still have access to that one. And we'll go back to Skyrim. Alright, so then we can paste those files here. That's our ENB preset installed. Now I believe there is a customization that I used, supplied by Daedall. I'm just trying to figure out where I've gone and put that. Alright, I tell you what, I'm going to go find that file and I'll be back to finish the video. Alright, so I did find the file here eventually in my transfers folder. So you just open up the day routing at 3 custom configs, and then you'll see basically the same files that we pulled from the other one. These ones have been custom reset to Daedall's personalized settings. So we are going to use those there. So that's fully installed. And we can now bring this back up and go back to Daedall's page. Here we go. Yeah, okay, so we used the one it is designed for. That's good. I used the right one. Beth I and I is complete. completely optional, but it is how you would change the config options that you would normally get to from the launcher. Since we're never going to see that launcher again, if you need to make any changes like resolution or quality, use BethINI. It's just a nice, easy little application to change those settings without having to relaunch the old launcher. Be sure to cap it at 60 FPS. That can probably uh, actually make a difference. So I'm actually going to download BethINI, and I'll be back in a minute to go over how that works. Be right back. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna just download that there. All right, we're gonna open that up. And just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to extract it into the Skyrim install directory so I know where it is. You can actually put this anywhere though, it does not matter where you put it. BethINI, we are editing Skyrim Special Edition. Has the ability to modify yes, we want to allow it to do that. Okay, so here we go. We've got all of our additional options. FPS is capped at 60. Yep, this all looks pretty good. I'm going to click Ultra despite the fact that the collection page advises for medium. That's because I am trying to go a little overkill with the video quality because I know sometimes YouTube degrades the quality of video while people are watching it. So I want to make sure that the video is fully up to 4K and available to as many people as is possible. So I'm going to just double check that to Ultra. I don't think I really need to change anything else. Borderless. I don't really want it in windowed mode, and I don't want it borderless. I want it proper full screen. But you know what? I will just leave the rest of that for now because it doesn't actually say to tamper with anything. So we're just going to save and exit. There we go. So that's all set. We can go back here, go back to, oh, here we are. Scroll down. Okay, so there's Nemesis, there's the ENB presets, there's customizing with BethINI. All right, and now we are ready to go in game. Remember to launch from SKSE. Okay, that is, oh, let's turn on the toolbar because that makes this easier to see. That is this button here. Do not launch using the shortcut. Do not launch using the shortcut. Launch from here. All right, so as you can tell in the top left there, ENB is loading. And if there is an update to ENB, it will tell you in the top left as Skyrim is loading. I have noticed that sometimes ENB's updates have the exact same version code as the existing version that people are using. I'm not sure why that is. So sometimes you literally have to look like you're downloading the same thing and reinstalling the same thing, but it actually is an update. That's ENB for you. Brilliant program, horrible website. Not a big fan of the guy who makes it. But hey, I don't have to like him to appreciate his work, right? I mean, plenty of developers, I'm sure, are complete pains in the ass in reality. I'm just kind of trying to fill the void here as we stare at this load screen. Oh, looks like we're just about loaded through. And there we are. Daes Dangerous Domain 2 successfully installed. Always make a new character, even if you've only done an update process. This just reinitializes all of the mods properly. You can then usually load your old file. In my case, I have to import my backup because you saw me obviously shift it. All I have to do is take the folder containing my save file and move it back into the new Skyrim folder for saves. So thank you all for joining me. I hope this has been informative and helpful, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Bye for now.